Good morning. My name is Terrence Pascal. I don't know if you were expecting my call or not.
No.
Oh, well, I had gotten your number from worker, what's her name? Miss, I guess, DeJesus Jordan.
Uh-huh.
Yes, and I had a few concerns about what was going on with my children's mother's case.
What is that?
You're also, I guess, what's her name? Vicky Carter's supervisor?
Supervisor, yeah.
Is there a way I could go about changing who the worker is?
Why would you want to do that?
Since I met Miss Carter, she's been acting indifferent towards me, and she's the best friend. Well, she said she's close friends with Stephen Johnson, and Johnson had worked on a case with me before, and he did a bunch of stuff that wasn't right. I filed complaints against him. He wasn't supposed to have any more dealings with my case, and he turned around and returned the kids to the mother. You may be familiar with that case. But at any rate, she has problems with me. I mean, there's a mutual conflict, and I don't like her, and she doesn't like me. And I don't think she's doing an effective job. I haven't received an SAR from Miss Carter. That was from
Miss Carter doesn't send out SARs. So that would come downstairs from our case review services. And I don't normally switch caseworkers, simply because there would really have to be a conflict of interest, and I don't feel like there is one.
There is definitely a conflict of interest. Definitely. Like I said, she hasn't been cooperative in any way in these situations. I think someone forged her signature, actually. I don't know what happened with that when she closed the case. I mean, my daughter still needs dental work. And you don't typically close a case when a child is in need of medical attention, right?
The dental, yeah, we probably would. We would ask that the parent do that. That's not a reason for the agency to remain involved.
Okay, well, someone recommended that crisis care is involved after. That was on the case closed letter. The letter closing the case.
Right.
Who was that for?
That was for either mom or you.
For me?
If there were any concerns regarding any substance abuse, because your children are reporting that when they come to your home to visit that you are drunk.
I am drunk. How could I possibly be drunk when we're driving around? Wouldn't that be a law enforcement issue? Has any adult ever seen?
We're reporting. What I'm saying to you is what your children have reported. Your daughter, to be exact.
Okay. Well, what happened with the physical abuse that physicians are reporting?
It's my understanding that from Ms. DeJesus that your daughter reported that you are asking her every time that they come for a visit, you take them to Children's Medical Center and you ask that you're telling her to tell the doctors that their mom's hitting her. According to the daughter, her mom's not hitting her.
The medical records from the social worker that observed my time with the children had already stated that there is no way that I did that. And because they actually put it in their records that I did not prompt any of the children's comments.
Okay. Mr. Pascal, prior to you taking the kids to Children's Medical Center, you could have said anything to your kids. That social worker would have had no way of doing that.
I can't do that, and I would not do that. So what you guys are doing is alleging that I said something. See, I haven't seen any reports. Hold on, why haven't I seen a report stating that I have a drinking problem?
I didn't say that you did.
Okay, well, who are you recommending? Well, ma'am, who are you recommending that needs to go to crisis care?
What I said was, or what that letter said was, that if there is a concern for that that's an option when the case is closed, that either parent could go to crisis care and make a self-referral. That's what that's about. I'm not saying that you're doing it. I just reported what your daughter shared.
Oh, okay. Well, I haven't heard of any of that, and anything like that is any accusation about the mother. I mean, the mother is always notified about that. And then there's this thing where Mrs. DeJesus Jordan said that there was a court case on the 19th about something that I filed, and there was a prosecutor being involved.
That might be because it's my understanding you filed for custody of your kid.
Yes.
And they're bringing us in on it because we're not going to be recommending that. So that's, to my understanding, when the prosecutor is involved, that's because of the filing that you created and because we have an open case. So our prosecutors represent us. That's our attorney. So that's why you would have been notified about that.
Well, I wasn't ever notified about that because I was told that was my filing. And did you guys go through with that on the 19th? Did your worker go through with that?
What do you mean? I'm not sure what you're asking.
Did the court hearing happen?
Were you there?
No, your worker never called me back and got with me because the court date that my attorney and I have is for December the 9th, not November the 19th. But your worker seemed very certain that she was going to a court date on the 19th, but she didn't have a time.
Are you referring to Sonia or Vicky?
I'm referring to Sonia. Miss Jesus Jordan, Miss DeJesus Jordan. That's what I'm talking about. Okay.
That particular part about the 19th, because I don't have the filing in front of me.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm assuming that that's the motion that was filed into court, and that's the filing date that you're seeing. Not that there was a court hearing.
No, I'm not saying anything. That's what your worker is saying. That's what she told me yesterday.
Okay, well, with regards to that, you would probably have to talk to Adam Nash, because that's actually Sonia's supervisor.
Oh, okay, I thought you were. Okay, back to this stuff about what the physician said. So who does actually make a decision about what physical abuse is?
The intake worker does. The intake worker decides whether it's going to be substantiated, which means that it actually occurred, or whether or not it's going to be indicated, which means that one party is saying that it happened, but the people that it supposedly happened with are saying, no, that never happened, or then the other decision or disposition would be unsubstantiated, which is what Sonia did. She unsubstantiated it.
She unsubstantiated what a physician and a social worker at Children's Medical Center said?
It's my understanding that I would have to look and see. Let's see here.
Hello?
I'm here, I'm looking. I don't know, I don't see anything in here. Doesn't mean it didn't happen. I'm not sure if Sonia spoke with someone from...
That means what didn't happen?
What I'm saying is that I'm not sure if Sonia, because I'm not seeing it in here.
If you're not sure if Sonia did what?
Met with the social worker from CMC.
Did she meet with the physician, or did she even speak with the physician, or did she even read the medical reports? Because there was a very detailed reports. Isn't she supposed to submit a detailed report of why she made the determination of no physical abuse?
Yes, and she's done that.
Okay, can I get a copy of that?
No.
I'm not.
You'd have to go through our fair department.
Okay.
To get any copy of anything that's what the intake worker wrote.
Okay, so did Vicky Carter also make one of those when she made her determination of no physical abuse as well for the other child?
Vicky doesn't do that. Vicky doesn't do that.
Okay, so Miss DeJesus did that.
Correct.
Okay, but you and Vicky went out on a visit at the children's house when the allegations of physical abuse were made about my son, and then you guys said that there was no findings of physical abuse, and you said you went out there, you saw the kids, you spoke with the kids, and you determined there was no physical abuse. Is there a report about that in detail? About why you guys came to the determination of no physical abuse once again, or the first time when there was allegations with the son and not the daughter?
I would have to go back in the system and look, and I'm not able to do that at this time.
You're not familiar with that situation when you and Miss Holbert went out and spoke with the kids and Terrence had a linear mark on his chest?
I'm absolutely familiar with that.
Okay.
But I have 109 cases in this unit.
Right.
So I would have to go back into Brittany's case and look back at that time.
Oh, you can remember her name. Do you remember where she lives? But you guys don't remember if you wrote out a detailed report. Who would have done that if you guys made the determination of no physical abuse?
Miss Carter would have written out a detailed report.
Oh, I thought you just said Miss Carter doesn't do that.
No, that's not what I said, Mr. Pascal.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I said Miss Carter is not an intake worker, and at the time, and you're talking about two different incidents.
No, the other incident.
Let me finish. You've been talking about the one that just recently occurred where Miss DeJesus Jordan has gone out. The other incident that occurred was while the case was open in our unit, ongoing, and Vicky went out to do a home visit, and then information was shared with Vicky. Vicky came back into the agency, documented what was shared, and then went downstairs to...
Was shared by who, ma'am?
Phone unit.
Who shared the information with Vicky?
I'm assuming that it would have been Brittany.
Okay, so hold on. This is the case.
Understand the process.
Hold on, ma'am. This is the visit when Vicky Carter diagnosed my son with eczema and several birthmarks.
She didn't diagnose. She said what it appeared to look like.
No, she said that's what he had.
Okay.
There's a difference.
And you're correct. There is a difference. But I remember that particular incident. She didn't diagnose him. She said what was told to her by mom and what it.
No, she said she saw it.
And then
she didn't say that. I got the police report.
Department, and she made a referral, and then the intake department, our phone unit, sent it upstairs, and the intake worker went out to further investigate it.
And then did they come with the finding of eczema as well?
I'm not sure. Now that I'd have to go back, like I said, in the case and look.
Right. So I need all of those. That's what I'm talking about. I need the detailed report of what makes one opinion stronger than the other. I would think a physician's opinion should carry more weight in a court situation to where this would become a legal conclusion.
Well, I'm not saying that wouldn't. And I would suggest that if that's the case, then you would have your attorney be asking to subpoena the physician into court to make that statement.
Well, no, she already made the statement in writing. It's a professional document. It's an official document.
So your attorney would have that.
Right, we have that.
Okay.
And so didn't Sonia see that, Miss DeJesus Jordan?
No, I don't know that she would have.
So she made a determination of no physical abuse without reviewing any medical records.
Well, I believe she made the determination of no physical abuse because your daughter said that her mama didn't whip her, that she fell skating.
Okay, well, so now we can't take, when my daughter told the sheriff's department that her mother was whipping her and she did not want to return home, we're not going to take the child's opinion on that. What a caseworker should have done, and what Ms. DeJesus told me yesterday in her conversation, was she reviewed the medical records of the physician. So now, is she clinical? Is Ms. DeJesus a clinical licensed worker?
Social worker?
No, a clinical worker where she can make medical diagnoses.
Okay, what you're asking, none of us here are clinical in terms of being able to make medical diagnosis. Are we all clinical social workers?
No, I just asked about Sonia DeJesus. I'm not concerned with the other workers at this time, ma'am.
Okay, but I think I just answered that.
No, you didn't. Is she clinical?
I just said there's no one here that is clinical in terms of being able to make a medical diagnosis other than someone from our health services department.
Okay, you've got people up there from the health services department. Did the health services department see my children?
You see your what, please?
Did they see the children? Did they help Miss DeJesus make her detailed report and her decision about that wasn't child abuse?
Not that I'm aware of.
Against the doctor and the social worker at Children's Medical Center, who both made detailed reports. So if I showed up in court with detailed reports from a doctor and a physician from Children's Medical Center, and Sonia DeJesus showed up and just said, well, you know what? I felt that it wasn't physical abuse because the child said she fell down skating. But we all know what the child told the physician and the social worker and the sheriff's deputy. See, they said that there was no problem with whooping a kid. That's what the sheriff's report says.
Oh.
Yes, that's what the sheriff's deputy said. That is why the caseworker down at Children's Medical had to flee the room, because it was such a disturbing situation. The kids were crying when they got told they had to go home. All of this is in the medical reports, in the physician's notes. So I was concerned about how Ms. DeJesus could make the decision that she did, trumping the decision of a social worker and a physician at Children's Medical Center, who took several photographs. Did she even see the photographs?
I couldn't answer that because I'm not aware of it.
Well, aren't you the supervisor?
For Vicky Carter.
Okay, so why am I even calling you about Ms. DeJesus? Because your name is right there with hers.
On what, please?
On... Where is that paperwork? I wouldn't be calling you if Ms. DeJesus didn't refer me to call you. Let's see. But beside all of that, I'm talking to you about it, and I'm sure you could pass this information along while I'm looking for this, because didn't Miss DeJesus contact you yesterday to get permission to let me know if Miss Woods even had a case?
No, not yesterday. Let me explain something to you.
That was a question.
Miss DeJesus, for the month of October, was under my supervision because her supervisor had left and the supervisor had been replaced, and that's Mr. Mash. Okay.
So who gave Miss DeJesus permission to allow me to know that Mother had an open case? Who did that? Because she called someone and said, I'll call you back in 5 minutes, Mr. Pascal, and let you know. Because first she denied me that information. And then she called back 5 minutes later and said, okay, I spoke with Miss Hobart, and she gave me permission to let you know that Miss Woods does have, Miss Woods does have an open case with us here at Children's Services.
She didn't speak with me about that.
Oh, okay. Well, she spoke with So
No, that was not me.
that wasn't you that gave her permission to let me know that Miss Woods does have an open case?
No, I mean, not that that's a big deal. You're the father to the kids. So, but no, she didn't talk with me about that.
Right, it shouldn't have been a big deal, but she made a big deal about that. I was wondering about that myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, she didn't speak with me about that.
Okay. So, but at any rate, her decision trumps physicians, and so she can stop an investigation without that being obstruction of justice. Mr. Jesus can do that.
Her decision does not trump physicians. I don't have any paperwork. Sonia has not shared with me any paperwork, medical paperwork from a physician requiring that.
But she did make a report.
Previous incident was physical abuse.
So she did make a report of how she came to her determination that this was not physical abuse.
Absolutely, she did.
Okay, so you said I would have to go through FAIR to obtain a copy of her report.
I don't even know that you're able to obtain, but
Well, it says that on the. It says that.
you would need to go to.
Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. It says in accordance with Ohio Administrative Code Rule, 5101, semicolon, blah, 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 that I am allowed to have this information regarding the disposition. I'm entitled to the following information. So I didn't get that. I didn't get that from the first determination when you went out with Vicky Carter.
Pardon me?
When you went out with Vicky Carter, when Vicky Carter said that my son had eczema, and then I got this same letter. This is actually the letter from Ayo Yehidi or whatever her name is.
Ayo Yehidi.
Yeah, Ayo Yehidi. When she sent the letter out, that's when I asked Vicky Carter for a detailed report, and she said that she didn't do one. And I'm like, okay, so people just go out from Children's Services and makes determinations of what's physical abuse and what's not physical abuse, and then they don't even make a report about their findings. I mean, they could have went to Wendy's and had a burger and then said, oh, you know what, that kid is all right.
Okay, I think what you're doing is taking information from one social worker and taking information from another social worker and trying to say that each particular party is not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Well, neither party, neither the...
You need to hear me, Mr. Pascal. Ms. Carter was not the investigative worker on the case that you're talking about with regards to the eczema. She simply went out and did a home visit. Yes, she did document that home visit and what occurred. She came back to the agency. She went downstairs.
Okay, how can I get a copy of that? That's what I want. A detailed copy of the home visit and what happened.
You have to talk to someone in our fair department.
Okay, do you have Farrah's number, please?
Yeah, I can get that for you. Hold on. Okay, Mr. Pascal, what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer you back to the main desk. Are you there?
Yes, what's the number, please, though? I need that.
The main number is 276-1643. And when I transfer you back, tell them that you would like to be transferred to the fair department, okay?
I have one more question.
Shoot.
When someone has an open case, aren't they supposed to be in compliance with all of their court orders and stuff like that? haven't seen my kids in over 6 weeks. And the mother is going right back on the very same excuse that I paid an attorney $750 to straighten out when she said that because I have a TPO against her, I can't see my children. Even though the TPO said that that would not interfere with parenting time, the mother is ducking behind that TPO and turning it around against me and not allowing me to see my children during this important time of enculturation for them. They need to get to know their church family, and they need to get to know my side of the family.
Okay, and I'm not saying that that's not correct, but aren't you kind of doing the same thing? Because
I'm keeping the children. Hold on, ma'am. Hold on. You're saying I'm keeping the kids from the mother?
No, I said, aren't you doing the same thing with the TPO? Because when
what
you
am I
bring
doing?
the children back on time, and then mother calls you.
Hold on, ma'am. When the children did not come back on time, they was with me and Children's Medical Center and the Sheriff's Department. I'm down there trying to see what's going on with my children's health. And turn around and get doctors' statements saying that that was physical abuse. I'm not down there wasting time or playing games with the kids. I can't do it because I would go to jail.
Okay, so do you think that...
So you're saying that, hold on, you're saying that I'm denying mother visits. That's what you're saying? You're trying to turn it around on me?
No.
What are you saying then?
Well, let me finish, and I will tell you. What I said was, when you take the children and you have a court order that says, say the children are supposed to be back at 4 o'clock, and you're not there at 4 o'clock, it comes 8 o'clock, you're still not there, and the mother hasn't heard from you, then she picks up the phone and calls you, and she violates the TPO because...
No, that's not violating the TPO. That's not violating the TPO. What? Listen, lady, that's not violating the TPO. Do you know what mother did to violate the TPO?
What?
Texting messages over here talking about how good I look. Texting messages over here talking about I miss her. Texting messages over here talking about beating females up but calling them other words. That's violation of a TPO. Like I told you before, ma'am, any conversation about the children, which I have those on my phone, she did not, what I look like calling the police, and it's a conversation about the kids, and I'm trying to get her for violation of a TPO. You're not paying attention to what I just told you about the court order and when we went to court. See, you guys are trying to mix it up. You wish there was a TPO against me. Where's page 1 on this disposition, this parent and guardian disposition letter? Where is that? It says page 2 of 2. Where's page 1 of 2?
I don't know. I did mail that to you.
Yeah, I know. Y'all never know that. Okay. But anyway, I see that you feel that I'm as much of a villain as the mother is when she has a TPO against her. What do you think she did to get that TPO in the first place? Do you think it's cool that she left kids alone by themselves in the house with a fire burning?
Yep.
You think that's cool?
No, I don't. I think it's true that happened, yes.
No, I'm saying, do you think it's cool? Do you think that's a good thing? I'm trying to fight for my kids to try to get them in a safe environment because that's not a safe environment. So you agree that that's a safe environment?
I haven't seen any reason to think otherwise in the last 6 months. That it's
in the last 6 months. So now with what the physicians are saying about physical abuse, you still don't see a reason. See, that's what I'm saying.
Well, I have no reports of anything being said from a physician.
Okay, so if you did see, if there was something from a physician saying physical
abuse. If I had something from me, from a physician in writing that stated what you were saying, then yes, I would probably have concerns, but I have no such document.
Okay, well, I will bring a copy up there and I will put it in your mailbox personally from the physicians, the medical records.
Okay.
But see, you're saying that you have nothing to really do with the case and there's a different supervisor involved. But you're assuming the role of...
That's not what I just said. What I said was that the month of October I supervised.
Okay, well then you would be responsible then. I'll just bring the stuff up there to you and then I'm sure you'll make sure it can get into the appropriate hands to see that is the truth, that there is medical evidence that a physician as well as a social worker clearly stated that that was physical abuse.
Okay. Please do. Ma'am.
Yes, I need to speak to someone about, I have a complaint about certain documents I'm not receiving from the caseworkers on the case.
Okay, who's your caseworker?
Vicky Carter. And I would like to petition for a different caseworker because there's a lot of problems with this Vicky Carter caseworker.
Vicky Carter, okay.
And you could note that of critical importance, I believe that a signature is not consistent with the other signatures that I have on file from Vicky Carter. Yes.
Hello, this is Debbie Shaw, manager of District 2 at Montgomery County Children's Services. Today is Thursday, November 21st. I will be in the office today, however, I will be in and out of meetings. If you'd like to leave a message, I'll be glad to return your call when I'm available. However, if this is an emergency and you need immediate assistance, press 0 now and the operator will assist you, or hang up and dial 224-KIDS. That's 224-KIDS. Thanks for calling.
Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press